Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So, I know this isn't Pacers related. I actually wanted to make a Pacers video today, but I saw something that was so appalling that I felt a need to talk about it because I have a problem with this. I just do. So, Adam Silver, the commissioner for the NBA, was doing a interview about a week ago, and he was talking about like the NBA and their media deals and all this other stuff, right? Because right now the NBA is making money hand over fist. The league is as bad as the product is. The league is doing very well. When it comes to just growth and revenue growth, and there's never been more money in the league ever in its history than there has been now. He was talking about the media deals and how basketball is very much a highlight-driven sport, and how there's a lot of NBA content out there that can be consumed for free. And I guess when you look at the way video games go these days, free is kind of the way to go in some instances. The old adage is, if it's free to play, it's pay to win. But I have a problem with this because the product really isn't that great. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the sport has changed a lot since I was a kid. I can remember a time when the All-Star game was actually fucking competitive. And granted, not that like in the NFL, not that the Pro Bowl is much better, but the difference between the NFL and the NBA is that the NFL, while it has its star players, the NFL advertises its league, where the NBA advertises its players and, its personalities. And I have a problem with him saying that, there's a bunch of content you can consume for free and it's highlight driven, because the fact of the matter is you should want fans showing up to the games, right? You should want people to buy NBA League Pass and watch the whole game. And that's like one of my main gripes with this whole thing is I've been a League Pass subscriber for as long as, like, I can remember a time where I was paying $200 a year, I think, to have League Pass so I could watch every single game. And even then, right, like, I still, even if let's say I miss a game, right, a game I really wanted to watch, I still gotta wait like 24 hours before I can watch that game again. And when you look at the NBA as a whole, right, like if you have League Pass, for example, you can never watch your local team. Like, it's always blackout restricted. Like, I live in New York, and I pay for League Pass to watch every single team. I think, I mean, granted, the price got cheaper. It's like, I think, only $60 a year now or something like that. It doesn't break the bank really anymore, but I can't watch Knick games and I can't watch Net games because they're supposed to be local listings, but I have YouTube TV. I don't have local cable. I think if you're paying for NBA League Pass, there should be no blackout restrictions at all. I don't give a fuck who bought the rights to the game, okay? It's the NBA. If I'm paying for League Pass, then I should be able to watch any game I want. And I think even with the blackout restricted games like the Nets and the Knicks, I've never checked it, but I think you can watch the game, but after it's already over. Like, after the 24-hour window is over and they actually put it on League Pass for you to watch. The league has a lot of problems. The All-Star game, right? Teams pretty much just jack up fucking threes anymore. Like, what are teams shooting? Like 30, 35 threes a game or some crazy shit like that? I don't have the numbers in front of me, but like, we know the league has become like star-driven, isolation ball, shoot threes. Like, there's very few teams that play team basketball. One of the reasons I like the Indiana Pacers so much is because it is team basketball. Like, if you watch the Pacers play, it's team ball. They're one of the few teams in the league that does play team basketball. But you look around the rest of the league, right? There you have Luka Doncic, you have LeBron James, you have Kevin Durant. And not that these guys aren't attractions, right? But it's very much a talent-driven league where you're pretty much watching one guy isolate. Like, if you're watching it used to be the Dallas Mavericks, and it was just Luka Doncic. Now he plays for the Lakers. But it's just the idea. The product has gotten so much worse. You know? There's no defense being played. There haven't been really any rule changes that really change anything. There's been a lot of flopping, right? There's like, now we're having gambling problems, right? There's just so many things in the NBA that are wrong, and the NBA isn't even focused really on its American-made fans. It's focused on fans from around the world. And I get it. Yeah, you want the NBA to be a global sport and you want to expand your sport. But I just feel like Adam Silver's doing a terrible job at trying to make the game better. Like, I get it. It's, you know, maybe there's something tied to scoring a lot of points. But I also think there's value to be had in fundamental basketball. You know, it's pretty sad when it's like you find guys who play defense and they're like a dime a dozen, you know? And even on defense, it's like you can't touch a player. Like, there's certain players in the league you simply can't touch. Jalen Brunson, Giannis, right? Like, there's certain guy, SGA, the fucking free throw merchant, right? Like, I don't mind guys going to the free throw line. I don't. Okay? But, like, even fouls, like ticky-tack fouls and stuff. Like, there are times that I'll watch guys get fouled, and I'm like, that's a foul. Like, we're doing that. This is what we're doing, 2 free throws. Like, I feel like if the NBA cut back a little bit on their ticky-tack fouls and allowed guys to maybe get a little more physical on defense, obviously not like Bill Laimbeer level defense, but like, you know, go back to like late 90s, early 2000s ball, I think it'd be a good thing. You know, the idea that we like have to watch a league where everybody just shoots threes and, you know, everybody's marketing players and we're not allowed to play defense. The All-Star game is like a fucking joke. The fines are a joke too, by the way. I want to throw that out there. I think it's laughable, the fines that some of these players get when they break rules. Like, James Harden, like, had there's times like James Harden or like got a fine or something like that, and I'm like, oh, James Harden's getting fined $25,000 for this. Like, bro, that's his fucking bar bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like everything in the NBA could be better if Adam Silver actually tried. And it seems like he doesn't. It seems like they're happy and content with their growth. And why wouldn't they be, right? Like, the league's growing exponentially. The TV deals get bigger. The salary cap keeps going up every year. The NBA hasn't made You know, the right now the world is like the NBA's oyster, and they don't have really any reason to change anything. But fans know that, like, if you go to a game, you're just gonna watch a team chuck threes all game. You know, the core focus should always be the experience, right? The core focus should always be, you know, the fan coming to the game, wanting to spend time at the game, wanting to spend money at the game, you know, wanting to go back. You know, and outside of the arena, when it comes to League Pass and content, right, the NBA should be front and center. Like, I think, I'm just going to be honest with you, man. If you're a League Pass subscriber, like, you've had League Pass for, I don't know, it doesn't matter how long you've had it. But if you have NBA League Pass, there's no reason you shouldn't be treated like royalty. There's no reason that the app should work like total fucking shit. Like, the NBA app for Xbox, because I use my Xbox pretty much as an entertainment system. I don't really play games on it anymore. You know, I use it for like Netflix and watching movies, which you can't even do that anymore on it. But like, I use it for watching NBA games, right? If I have NBA League Pass, I should be able to watch any game I want. It shouldn't be blackout restricted. I should be able, as soon as the game ends, right, if I want to watch it again, it should just be like simultaneously uploaded. Like, I'm sorry, we're too far advanced as a society for some of the things that function in society to be functioning the way that they do. You know, like, we have AI at this point, right? We're talking AI. We're talking AI that's going to allow people to generate more content than they've ever been able to generate in their fucking lives. And you're trying to tell me the NBA, with its multi-billion-dollar industry, can't make a fucking app that doesn't crash every once in a while when you're watching the fucking games, or, you know, are blackout restricted, or has technical difficulties, right? You're trying to tell me you can't put money into a good development team to develop an app that's good? Like, the NBA app on iPhone is actually not that bad. But, like, the NBA app on, like, Xbox, I don't know how it is for PlayStation, but I heard it sucks. Like, I just think that there's so much more that could be done. The All-Star game needs to have more money as a part of the winning team for it to, like, you need to give the players some incentive, and they don't. I don't know when the last time we had a good All-Star game was, like 2020, 2021. So, I don't know, man. You know what? It just, the comments from Adam Silver saying that, like, most of our content is highlight driven. And I'm like, well, most of your highlights are 3-point shots, you know? Like, 3-point shots and no defense. I just think it's kind of a, I don't know, like an out of touch answer. Because there's plenty of people, like, even in the Discord, man, I know there's people in Discord that have League Pass. And the other thing I want to say here is this, okay? And this is the one thing that I think pissed me off the most about it, is the idea, well, he's like, oh, well, most of our content you can consume for free. Oh, thanks, Adam. So does that mean, like, you don't want me to pay for League Pass and I can just stream your games illegally online and watch them for free? Like that's kind of what, like, the vibe I get. You know, when you say things like that, when you say, oh, well, our sport is a highlight-driven sport, and most of our content can be consumed for free, so we don't give a fuck if you missed the game. We know you're going to watch the highlights on ESPN tomorrow. Like, that just seems like a shitty attitude to have, and it seems like it almost like a fuck the League Pass subscriber type of attitude, you know? Like, they don't want to invest the money to make the app good. They don't want to invest the money to make the sport better. They're just content with the amount of money they're making, and so they don't have any reason to change anything. When I think when you're the NBA and you have a multi-billion-dollar business like that, you should always be looking to improve. Like, the fan experience should always be number one. You know, you want you want parents to bring their kids to games, you know? And if all they're going to see all the time is 30 3-pointers a game chucked and nobody playing defense and SGA going to the free throw line if you just look at them the wrong fucking way, I'm sorry. I just think there's, and I don't even think there's a whole lot that has to be done to fix that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, like, yeah, would rule changes have to be made? I think so. You know? I would almost be okay with getting rid of 3 seconds in the key for big men. I understand that proposes its own issue in itself, or maybe just make the duration a little bit longer, make it like 5 or 7 seconds instead of 3. I do think that they should allow the players to be a little more physical on defense. I get that you can't force coaches to change their offense. I get that. You can't be like, you know, oh, you're only allowed to take like 22 threes this game. Like, you know, that's not a feasible answer to the problem. But it's just the idea. I feel like the sport could be a lot better if Adam Silver actually tried. And unfortunately, after watching this interview, I don't think he wants to try. I think he thinks that, like, people are going to consume the content for free anyway, so fuck it, why try to fight it? And that's kind of a terrible attitude to have. You know, when I think of the NBA, I always want it to be better, right? Because the better the NBA is, the better it is for my channel. Granted, I know I covered the Indiana Pacers almost exclusively, but, like, the better the NBA is, the more fans I get, the more subscribers I get for talking about the sport. And when I hear things from the commissioner, it's like, well, most of our content can be consumed for free anyway. It's almost like a fuck it attitude. And that's why I think most people have a problem with it, is because it's like, this is supposed to be your baby, right? You're supposed to want to make this better. You're supposed to want to make this the best in the world. And instead, it's kind of like we've absolved ourselves to the fact that people are going to stream the games illegally. So fuck the League Pass subscriber. Oh, you know, you're not going to watch the game on TNT. That's okay. You'll watch the highlights on our YouTube channel, right? Or you'll watch the highlights on ESPN or something. And then you'll come back and, you know, watch our pieces of our game or something like that. When that should never be the intent. You know, you should always want 100% fan retention. And yeah, you're never going to get it. Like, it's never going to be 100%. But I think if you're the NBA, right, you should want your kids, or you should want kids glued to a TV screen when Stephen Curry's playing. You should want kids glued to a TV screen when LeBron plays. You should want kids glued to a TV when Luka Doncic plays. You should want, you should make the NBA must-see TV. And unfortunately, at the current point in time, it is not. You know? So, I don't know, man. This just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I just kind of couldn't believe that he's like, oh, yeah, well, most of our stuff can be consumed for free. That's not the fucking point. You know? The point is, I'm paying for fucking League Pass, and the app works like shit. Half the games are blacked out. So it crashes randomly. You know, like, I just want some love, dog. That's all. I want some love. And it just seems like Adam Silver's kind of mentally checked out. It just seems like he's just absolved himself to the fact that, like, well, we got highlights. I don't know. Just seems like a really shitty take to have when you're the commissioner of the league, and people have been complaining about the sport for such a long time. And I do know they're trying to do things to make the league better. I know they're talking about giving Seattle another team again. There's talks of expansion teams and stuff like that, and that's always great. Okay, I'm always a fan of new teams and expanding teams and expanding the league. But, like, you know, the NBA is really big on marketing its stars. And when, instead of marketing the stars, yeah, you can market the stars, but you also have to market the league. And they do a shitty job, I think, at marketing the league. Even though, like, yeah, the league's doing great. It's making more money than it ever has been, and that's kind of the problem in a way. I feel like things are going so well that, like I said, they have no reason to improve things. But if I were the commissioner of the league, man, I would always be looking for ways to improve. I will say this, like, there have been changes to the sport that I think were good, like the coaches challenge. I love the coaches challenge. I think that's a great addition to the sport and should have been added a very, very long time ago. And yeah, they do make certain changes sometimes that are good for the league, but at the same time, it's just like, I feel like there's so much more, man. I feel like there's so much more that they could do that they're just choosing not to, or they're too stupid to see it. So I don't know, man. We're working on 20 minutes, but tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comments section below. Like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.